Hi guys, and welcome to State of Crypto, your one-stop source for all crypto-related news. I'm your host Martin, and this is episode 62. Bitpay to add XRP, Ikea got paid in Ethereum, and Binance US liquidity surpasses Gemini. Now, if you are catching this stream live, welcome, and if you are catching the replay and have any suggestions for us, please leave us a comment below. We really want to know what you are thinking. Now, if you want to keep up to date with the latest crypto-related news, make sure you subscribe. You hit that like button and that bell so you're notified when we go live. And if you want to keep on chatting with us once the stream is done, you can join us on the Discord. The link is in the description. Now, guys, happy Wednesday, middle of the week. You know, it certainly feels like it. I hope you're having a great week so far. And, yeah, I hope you're having a great Wednesday, you know. Even though trading has been more or less stagnant on the charts, I hope that your week is going great. Now, on to the news, right? We're going to start off with this thing from YouTube. Actually, this is a live XRP Ripple airdrop. It is a scam, guys. Be warned. There are people already trying to contact Binance, Changpeng Zhao, because apparently this is going to Binance address, all the proceeds, right? And apparently as well, people are asking, like, or telling Brad Garlinghouse and the XRP people on Twitter that there is this fraudulent money raising going on, right? So again, just be careful, don't fall for this. It's a scam. No one's even actually that is still live apparently. No, it actually stopped now, so probably someone's. It is still live. So again, I just clicked live and it actually took me to the stream. They have raised a lot of money, man. I'm not sure it says right here, but don't scan this code. It's not for me. It's not from anyone that I know. But it is a scam, right? So again, they are promising certain returns, right? That if you send like a 10 times return, right? So if you send like 1,000, you're gonna get it 10,000. That is a scam. That happens on Telegram a lot. Don't fall for this. Ripple's not doing anything like this. And if you wanted to corroborate anything like this, you should go to the Ripple website first and make sure that there's communications, you know, bulletins, whatever they're coming out with. Make sure you don't fall for anything like this, right? That just be careful with that. Now on to the articles. Now, in a letter sent to the Federal Reserve Chairman, Jerome Powell, French Hill and Bill Foster outlined concerns. Hey, David, how's it going, man? Yeah, people are scamming, right? Anyways, they sent a letter. They outlined their concerns they have and basically risks to the US dollar if another country or private company creates a widely used cryptocurrency, and ask whether the central bank is looking into creating its own version, right? It is a very valid question that they're asking. I guess it's a valid fear from them. However, they should have started thinking about this way back, right? There's other countries that are farther ahead than the US on this race. They were trying to fight crypto instead of trying to come up with their own crypto, right? Again, trying to fight it instead of embracing it. Seems that happens a lot, right? War on drugs, now drugs are illegal. War on alcohol, right? Al Capone and everyone else. Well, alcohol is legal. So again, first they try to fight everything, and then they kind of come to terms with it. So again, crypto, you know, they're basically stating on the letter, the Federal Reserve as a central bank of the United States has the ability and the natural role to develop a national digital currency. We are concerned that the primacy of the US dollar could be in long-term jeopardy from wide adoption of digital fiat currencies internationally. The Bank for International Settlements conducted a study that found that over 40 countries around the world have currently developed or are looking into developing a digital currency. Again, man, that information has been out for a while, right? We talked about China coming out with its crypto, Korea trying to come out with its crypto, Venezuela came out with its crypto. You know, who else? Marshall Islands are coming out with their crypto, right? So again, a lot of catching up to do. They have to do, right? Anyways, they also wrote that cryptocurrencies are currently used for speculative purposes in the US, but their use may increasingly align with that of paper money in the future. Again, that worries them because that means you have less control over people, right? They want to keep people under control. Now, the US should not rely on private companies to develop digital currencies, they wrote. The letter specifically mentions Facebook Libra, right? They did state Facebook Libra proposal, if implemented, could remove important aspects of financial governance outside of US jurisdiction. The Federal Reserve is also looking to create a real-time payment system, though it's unclear whether or not they're going to use crypto. We do know that apparently they have been in talks with Ripple. We kind of talked about that a while back in an episode. So they do want to do like that Fed now or whatever it's called, right? The Pay Now or I can't remember what it is, but is this thing where like they want to settle instantly with the Federal Reserve. So again, the only one that can potentially do that right now is Ripple, right? So they might go and talk with Ripple and get Ripple to be used with the Fed. Now, if they do that, there's only one product on Ripple now, and we talked about that is RippleNet, and they might be able to choose to use either the XRP token or fiat. However, I do believe that the XRP token might settle quickly, right? Anyways, let's go and look at the market, right? What's going on in the market? Sorry, I was looking at the charts before the stream started, trying to see if there was anything interesting developing. Not a lot going on right now, but we'll talk about that in a second. Anyways, yesterday had a positive day, 0.98% up. Right now, having a negative day, 0.20% down, sitting at $248 billion. Basically, yesterday's closing was 215. So again, $214.86 billion. That's what it's sitting at right now. Anyways, where is Bitcoin dominance at, right? Well, Bitcoin yesterday made lost dominance, 0.30%. Right now, gaining a little bit of dominance, 0.03%, sitting at 69.87. You know, struggling to stay above that 70%, right? 70% being this here. I'll actually put a line for you to be able to trace it, right? That's 70%, actually 70.03 where I put it, but close enough for you. You get the idea. We dropped below it. We kind of popped back up and then dropped below it again, but struggling, right? Right now, rejecting apparently like 70.11 or something like that. 70.17, around that area, facing some rejection again. That could potentially bring Bitcoin dominance down. Now let's go and look at Bitcoin article, right? What's going on with Bitcoin? Well, the CFTC, or the Commission, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, charged John Barry Thompson, who happens to be the head of a Bitcoin escrow service, 7 million Bitcoin, right? With 7 million Bitcoin related fraud, right? That's a lot of money for fraud. $7 million Bitcoin fraud. Anyways, in an official news release published on September 30th, it was revealed that John Barry Thompson of Easton, Pennsylvania is charged with knowingly or recklessly making false representations to customers in connection with the purchase of Bitcoins worth over $7 million. That's a lot of dough. Now, the official document alleges that neither Thompson nor a company which he was affiliated with had possession or control over the Bitcoin that he pledged to deliver to the clients. Right now, the Bitcoin was not delivered to the clients, while the funds were also not safeguarded as promised. The case was brought before the court in connection with the CFTC's Division of Enforcement Virtual Currencies Task Force. Now, the agency seeks restitution, disgorgement, civil money penalties, permanent trading and registration bans, and permanent injunction against all and further violations of the Commodity Exchange Act and the CFTC's regulations. Now, dude, what's up with people and scamming people? Jesus, guys. It seems like everyone wants to make a quick buck now that Bitcoin is going a little bit more mainstream. We'll actually talk about that in the next article. Not necessarily something bad in the next article, but again, people seem to just be, and people keep on falling for the same scams over and over again, Now, I have no doubt that, the future emails are going to read like, "Oh, my father, the Prince of Nigeria, left me 7,000 Bitcoin and sitting in a bank account. I need your help to help me withdraw that money. Can you please send me 10 Bitcoin to my address?" Jesus, and people are probably going to fall for it again, It's just insane how many people keep on falling for the same scams over and over and over again, Again, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is, right? No one gives away free money. Just some people are greedy and they let that take the best of them, right? So again, let's go look at Bitcoin and what is going on. Failing to break above 8,437 again. Yesterday we didn't even actually bother to try to run and touch it. Right now we kind of run up a little bit, facing some rejection. Yesterday had a green day, right? For a second there, yesterday it was turning into a red day. We kind of undo that, and then it turned green. It was nice, gaining 0.72% right now, losing 0.25%, right? Sitting at 8,361. Anyways, sitting below that 20 MA, volatility is still open on the Bollinger Bands, as you can see. Still within this downsloping channel, staying above it, right? Yesterday, we kind of touched that mid part of the channel, rejected lower prices from there. That negative momentum still decreasing, which is fine. And we're no longer sitting at oversold like we were a couple days ago, right? Now we're sitting at 31.37 on the RSI, which puts us sold, certainly high on that sold scale, but not oversold, which is good. Anyways, there's nothing else that I can currently trace here, right? Because we're not making another low, we're not making another high. If we're making a high, I'll be looking for positive momentum. We're not developing it, so I cannot trace anything on the top part that we could call bearish divergence. And, this is still decreasing and not another low. So, again, I cannot do anything on the bottom part that I could call bullish divergence, right? Not even on the RSI, because this is technically higher, this is lower, again, higher and lower. And on the bottom part, it's also congruent. So, again, nothing to do on the daily. So, let's go on to the 4 hours and see if we can see something different there. So, on the 4 hours, we are seeing above that 20 MA. We actually touched it a couple times, right? We're being kind of cradled by it since yesterday at 11, right? We've kind of been touching it, bouncing off it. That is good. Although the more you touch a support, the more likely you are to break it. Just the same, as long as you keep bashing on a resistance, the more likely that you are to break it to the upside, right? Again, right now, we kind of touched this on this past candle, the one that just started 2 hours ago. And, we're not being able to break it, right? We're being rejected. So, again, that positive momentum starting to build up again from this previous candle. And, we're sitting at 53.75 on the RSI, which puts us on that neutral zone. Volatility on the Bollinger Bands a little bit expanded, and I'm going to check other candles that I usually don't check on the stream. I do try to keep it as simple as possible for everyone to be able to follow it. These are the Heiken Ashi candles, right? And they do kind of show trend shifts, right? Instead of looking like green, red, as we would see with the opening and closing, here you can see that we're in a downtrend. We're trying to reverse it, we couldn't. So again, we're in a downtrend again. Here we're in a little bit of an uptrend, then some stagnation, probably uptrend, and downtrend, then uptrend. So they're more or less signal trend shifts, right? That's why I like looking at this ones a little bit right now, because I want to see if this candle was being considered positive, right? Because then, again, if we're in an uptrend, chances are that we might still try to keep on touching this resistance and try to break it, right? So I do like to look at this at sometimes, not every time. I do like the Japanese candles a little bit better for the psychological aspect of it, right? And basically, a lot of the candlestick patterns books have been written looking at these candles, right? Heiken Ashi, like this, Heikin ASHI, Heiken Ashi. Anyways, like I said, I was looking at them for trend shifts. I wanted to see if this was still considered positive. As you can see, the bars will look a little bit differently, right? And if I go into the Heiken Ashi candles, you can see that this bar looks a little bit different in this candle than it did in the previous one, right? It looks certainly a lot bigger here than it did here, right? This is small. So again, it's just for trends, right? Again, I look at that just for that, just to look at trend, right? If it's still positive, if it's turning negative, maybe find an exit or an entry point. Although right now, look, if we break above this, right, the 8,437, we still have resistances overhead, right? Man, we talked about all these resistances. They're not here. I didn't put here the fibs, right? Anyways, we do have 8,983. We do have something around the 9,000 being psychological. Then again, we do have this structure that we broke out of that's still there, that we could potentially punch through again, but, still need to develop stuff, right? Here we go. We still have not broken above that 236. We kind of wicked above it, touched it once. Here we wicked above it. But that's the beginning of the retrace zone, right? The beginning of the actual, what you can consider a valid retrace. So again, you could still go to 382, like 0.5, and then 618 before you actually start pumping to the downside again, which would put you around 9,300. A lot of people consider that to be a point where actually Bitcoin could decide whether or not it's going to keep on running to the upside or downside. However, a lot of people are also looking at this bearish, right? And they are seeing prices as low as 4,000. We talked about 4,500. A lot of people are also putting it around that area. Why? Because we broke out of this pattern, right? The structure, the triangle. That's where it would land us. But I think somewhere around like the next one that we should see for sure would be like the 7,500 to 7,200 area. And then if we drop below that, there's nothing that would hold us until like that 5,300 to 5,500 area or so, right? So again, just be careful if this kind of goes to the downside, right? Anyways, what is going on the 4 hours, right? On the MACD. Well, on the RSI, we're seeing at 54.95, like we stated, right now, making positive momentum. Where are we doing something? Well, we're going higher, actually, and this is higher than this. So again, we're going with the market, right? Nothing that we can potentially trace. The only thing that I can see developing, right, is that we try to go higher. I'll go into this chart again. It's a little bit cleaner. That we go higher, right? Burst through this resistance, right? But what we're going to do is, if we're not strong enough, we're probably not going to go that high on the MACD histogram, right? We can still go up here and maybe get to this level in the histogram, and we'll be creating bearish divergence that could potentially see us have price action to the downside again. You know, on the RSI, we don't have that problem right now. Well, this is technically higher than this, right? But again, if this goes higher, this will definitely rise up a little bit more. So the divergence that we could develop potentially will be on the MACD histogram if Bitcoin was actually to pump right now. Like I said, right now we're seeing a little bit of indecision going on, a lot of indecision going on yesterday, right? Up, down, up, down, up, down. We're going to see that better in the 1 hour. See, in the 1 hour. Move to the upside, then 2 moves to the upside, negating all 3 moves prior, then actually putting us back at the level of like this move, then upside again, and then basically reversing everything, right? So again, lots of indecision going on, a lot of fighting going on until we kind of had this small burst. I'm trying to figure out why we had this small burst. It's not that large. In the pattern, it would be like 1.23%. It's like $100 move. You know, it's like, yeah. I'm not sure why we got it. I'm not seeing anything down here that would scream, you know, divergence happening, right? Maybe that's a maybe, right? No, because this candle, it's still lower than this. Again, if you wanted to use the wicks, you know, you could say that they're at the same level, right? And you're making less negative momentum. You know, it's tiny, but it's less. This bar here, it's negative, or actually, I think it's positive, man. No, 0.62 is positive. Anyways, you will be going to 0 at the same level. So again, that could be a potential bullish divergence that saw you pump. To me, it seems like it's such a large pump for that small divergence that we had, right? So again, we had stronger cases of divergence that have not played out like that. Other than that, I'm not seeing anything else here that could potentially state why this is happening, right? This is higher, right? Like we said, at the base, right, at the closing, than this, and this is higher again, so this would be congruent. Let's say we just had a small pop to the upside, regular market movement, right? There's nothing that I can see that we are developing. We're fighting with that 20 MA. Maybe this candle closing above it and this candle weakening above that 20 MA, certainly giving us some strength, right, to punch through the upside. We didn't get across. Well, we did also get across, apparently. Kind of like a small cross here on the MACD over the signal line. Sometimes we do get those large movements accompanied by those crosses. We talked about them before, right? And we showed them, like here, look, we get that cross, we get this nice large bar. That could have potentially been it, right? So again, on the technicals for divergence, there's nothing that would have said that we're gonna pump to the upside. And if we want to do something, it would just be like a maybe like a triangle pattern, you know? So from here to here, and then like from here to here, maybe. You know, we were like in a triangle, we burst out of it. You know, if you wanted to do like some kind of some kind of like pattern or you know, shape going on the chart, right? Like a wedge or a triangle, right? Again, that could have been it. Anyways, let's go and look at Ethereum. I'm not sure if I stated this, but we are sitting high on the RSI at 58.95, almost hitting that bought area from 60 to 70, and potentially, you know, if we still start to go high, we're gonna get overbought at some point in time, and then we're gonna have to go down. It might be congruent with us making that that divergence that I was talking about, right? Like going higher high, but with less momentum, and then getting tired, exhausted, and falling down. Anyways, let's go look at Ethereum. Anyways, Ikea in Iceland has used Ethereum technology to settle an invoice with their local retailer, accepting payment in blockchain field digital cash, which is pretty cool. Now, TradeShift facilitated the transfer using an Ethereum-based version of the Icelandic krona, created by consensus-backed startup Monerium, right? We talked about Consensus and them developing stuff for the Ethereum network. Well, Monerium is one of the startups that they are working with, and they can apparently make payments, create digital fiat, which we'll talk about in a second, right? Anyways, a press release confirms that the payment was executed on behalf of Nordic Store using smart contracts program on the Ethereum blockchain. Then this is from Monerium CEO Svein Valfels. As the first company authorized to issue e-money on blockchains, we are delighted to demonstrate the benefits of blockchain for mainstream business-to-business transactions using a legal form of digital money, right? Like I said, Ikea's acceptance of Ethereum is possibly due to a landmark regulatory decision that allows Monerium to issue digital fiat for use within the Ethereum within the European Economic Area, right? So again, adoption. Now, if this starts to develop a little bit more, maybe even between suppliers and sellers, they're gonna be able to pay themselves with fiat. At some point in time, maybe even customers are gonna be able to pay with fiat. With crypto, and that's gonna be good, right? I mean, in the end, the store is taking fiat, but that is certainly interesting, right? That's the only article I have for Ethereum. I do have like a couple of articles for Ripple, like 4 maybe, and this is actually the actual release that came out, right? So again, like I said, it's not very lengthy, but it's certainly interesting, right? Now let's go look at Ethereum. What's going on with Ethereum on the daily? Ethereum on the daily yesterday gaining some dominance, 1.51%. Right now losing a little bit, 0.04. Not a lot. Still sitting at 9.05% off market. What is going on with the Ethereum price, right? Well, yesterday going up 2.64%. Right now going down 0.49. Again, today just started 2 hours ago, so not too worried about this, right? Anyways, what happened? Well, we broke above that 50% mark 2 days ago, right? 3 days ago. We're kind of close at it, and then right now we're bouncing off that midline of this channel that we traced, right at the 50% line. We might make a move to the upside, face some resistance around the 20 MA, and then we can probably crash again, right? Anyways, negative momentum decreasing, sitting at 46 on the RSI, which puts us at neutral on the daily. Again, not much that I can do here. We're going higher. We're doing less negative momentum. We have not developed a higher high or positive momentum to call any bearish divergence. So again, nothing I can trace also on the bullish side. Let's go into the 4 hours. What is going on in the 4 hours? Well, we are making a positive. We're staying above that 20 MA for sure. Again, above that mid part of the channel. We touched it a couple times, actually rejecting those lower prices, and we are starting to make positive momentum. But again, same thing that's happening with Bitcoin, right? We are lower. We're almost at that same high again. I'll just leave this here like that. If we touch this line and we are lower here than this, we are making bearish divergence that could potentially mean price action to the downside. Again, this could still go higher, but so long as this price hits this bar, sorry, not this price, but this momentum, positive momentum, hits this bar, nothing will change, right? It'll still be making bearish divergence and then potentially see price action to the downside. Anyway, sitting at 56 on the RSI, which puts us on neutral territory. So not much going on with Ethereum yet. So what is going on with Ethereum in a shorter time frame, right? In the 1 hour. Are we doing something interesting? Yes, well, we were, right? From here to here, which would have been at midnight yesterday, we were developing that bullish divergence, right? Lower. That's why we saw this pump to the upside, right, today. Then we kind of rode it up a little bit. No, we're not making a lower low. We're kind of like in this smaller uptrend, if you want to call it that, right? That's where we would be at right now on the like something like this, right? I'm not gonna pinpoint it real quick. I'll pinpoint it real quick, but something like this. That's where we would be at, right? This smaller uptrend heading towards that upper part of the channel. Again, we could potentially see some resistance around there. We'll see how this actually plays out. Right now, we're starting to stagnate on that positive momentum. It's been sitting high on the RSI at 60.20. Again, bought, but not overbought, right? That's it for Ethereum. Like I said, not much going on in the market. On the positive side, this is higher, right? So back here is definitely higher than this. So again, no bearish divergence developing here on this time frame. I am concerned that we could develop something here also, like I said, like try to go higher, but failing. and we could potentially be in some trouble. Again, let's go on to Ripple, and I do have good articles for Ripple. Coinfield, right? Coinfield has announced today that the platform's this is a short article. This is all it is. So I'll kind of have to read it all because there's no way to summarize it. Coinfield has announced today that the platform's XRP validator has been included in Ripple's trusted UNLs. Now, UNLs are the list of transaction validators a given participant believes will not conspire to defraud them. Now, Coinfield's team has been working on a new project over the past 6 months. This new project is being built on top of the XRP ledger. More information will be announced to the public on October 15, 2019. The company will also officially present the details of this new ecosystem at the Malta AI and Blockchain Summit in November 8th, where the CEO of Coinfield will give a keynote speech. Now, this new ecosystem is the most sophisticated project ever built on top of the XRP ledger, and is the best use case for that. We believe that this will be a big step forward for the whole industry and the mass adoption of XRP blockchain. That was said by Bob Rast, Coinfield's CEO. Now, the company has also consulted well-known experts in the cryptocurrency space who are guiding the team for this project. More details will be announced next month. So again, we have to wait for next month for information to come out, right? That is one of the articles. And we have this one, which is kind of nice. The Xspring developer platform aims to make it easier for third-party coders to send and receive payments by building on the XRP ledger and leveraging interledger protocols, or ILPs, as a bridge to any currency, fiat, or blockchain. Now, the firm says that Xspring's SDK, or software development kit, will arm developers with the tools and technologies to move money instantly across a range of industries and use cases, from banking and financial services to micropayments, web monetization, and gaming. Dude, if Ripple gets into gaming with the speed of the transactions, they'll probably get a lot of people out of the competition, right? So again, interesting that they're opening these developments, right? So again, XRP development platform is launching, and that is pretty sweet. Again, potentially could bring more adoption for Ripple. Now, this article, it's also very small. It is just this square that is here. So again, very, very, I'll just touch on some of the points that it makes, right? So, Bitpay, right, will add support for XRP by the end of the year, which is pretty cool. Again, you can pay with XRP and the receiver can receive fiat, then Bitpay would keep that XRP and then basically pay in fiat, right? They do it with Bitcoin, they do it with Ethereum, and that's how the Mavericks are getting paid with Bitcoin, right? Basically, you go pay with Bitcoin, but they receive fiat and then they keep the Bitcoin, right? Now, anyways, Bitpay said it has partnered with Ripple's Xspring unit to integrate XRP on its platform so that businesses and merchants can accept it. Now, with the partnership, Bitpay's wallet users, as well as its prepaid card holders, will also be able to store and spend XRP via its merchants and businesses. That is pretty cool. Again, then I have this one, right, that says, Magazine confirms that Swift has been testing Ripple and it is satisfied with speed and low cost, right? This is an article from the Arab Times, right? It was brought forward to the XRP Daily by this user, CryptoAry. And I do have the news article open here, right? Business, Arab Times, Wednesday, etc. This highlighted part is what they have. Again, I'll just leave it highlighted for you to read. It starts over here. Again, the only part that talks about Swift is this area. Then over here, they also talk about Ripple, right? Again, you can see here XRP. It might be too small on your screen. If you have a chance, you can look at the article once the stream is done. It's listed. It is the one that's called Magazine Confirms that Swift, etc. And then you can just tap on the link that says here, and then you can read it, the areas if you're interested. Anyways, it says that the technology is not yet ready for mainstream use. That's what Swift is stating, right? Again, that's it. Nothing else. It's just summarized to that, right? Anyways, like I said, I think those are pretty good articles. A lot of stuff coming forth on Ripple. Now, let's see what else is going on, right? Ripple saw a nice small pump today. Let's go into the daily. So yesterday, right, a nice green day following whatever undid what we had on the previous day. And dominance, right? Yesterday gaining a little bit of dominance, 0.96%. Right now, losing a little bit of dominance, 0.05, sitting at 5.07% of market cap. Ripple yesterday, like I said, nice green day. Today, a little bit red, above that 25 cent. You know, we're struggling with this 25 cent area, man. We lose it, we gain it, we gain it, we lose it, we gain it, and now we kind of tested it, are rejecting it, but let's see how things goes, right? Anyways, we're still within this upsloping channel that we have been since that pump to the downside. Again, at first we could consider it to have been a kind of flag, right? A pennant. We reversed it basically. We're saying that it could potentially become a bear flag. That's still yet to be known because we still have all this pull down. We could still be flagging, right? Again, if it was a bear flag, just be careful. Again, making less negative momentum and sitting at 46.18 on the RSI, which is pretty sweet. Anyways, on the 4 hours, what's going on the 4 hours? Well, we are seeing over that 20 MA volatility is starting to contract a little bit. Again, facing resistance by this mid channel, right? And that's probably what it has been bouncing us back, because we have been weakening on it and just being rejected by it again. That negative momentum that we made, it was very short-lived. We are starting to make positive momentum, but it's looking very weak right now, right? It's still lower than this, which is fine. But if we come up to these heights right here and we don't make anything bigger, again, just like everyone else, we're going to develop bearish divergence that could potentially see price action to the downside. Again, on the RSI, same thing happening. On here, right? We are here. It's definitely lower than here. So again, not making any bullish divergence yet. So why do we pump? Because in the 1 hour, we did have that bullish divergence, right? We're here. Trace it. We're here. We're going to this lower price, right? And then we'll be going from here to here, right? Like zero almost. So this one, I'll trace it to this red one. It's nice and there, right? So again, we developed that bullish divergence, pump to the upside, get across of the MACD over the signal line. We had that really nice candle, right? Again, this was also sort of developing over here, right? Here we were at 35.74 on the RSI, and then over here we were at like 37. So again, you would be going higher on your RSI, creating that divergence that, you know, saw us pop to the upside. Again, that's pretty cool for Ripple, right? What's going on right now? We're kind of just like moving along. You know, stuff I don't like right now is that this is higher than this, right? And again, you will be going down here, making slant divergence, slant bearish divergence. Again, potential price action to the downside. We are getting it. You know, we are seeing this bar down. We're kind of struggling. Anyways, we're seeing the 25 cent acting as support again, which is good. You know, here we wicked as support. Here we wicked as support. Then we kind of broke below it. You know, we are above it again. But again, we faced it as resistance a couple candles throughout the day. I wasn't very sure we were going to be able to get above it again. But I'm kind of glad this candle kind of pumped us up. And that's nice, right? That's something good. Anyway, sitting high on the RSI at 57. Not at bought yet, but certainly high on that neutral zone. That's it for Ripple. Not much going on, right? No hard pumps, nothing else that we can see that is going to go on quickly, except for this movement to the downside, which might have already played out, right? We faced the resistance. We're bouncing off it. Again, we might still be dancing with this area tomorrow, you know, but swell event happening. I can't remember if it started today or starts soon, but, you know, swell happening could potentially see some price action happening, right, with the rumors and everything else coming out, right? Anyways, no news for Litecoin. Again, that is a recurring topic apparently. Litecoin is not coming out with anything interesting on the news side. So what's going on? Almost nothing either, right? Yesterday, a small positive day, 0.14%. Whatever it did, it kind of undid, right? Money flew out of it. And right now, basically sitting at 0.04, almost nothing again. Here at sitting at 1.66 off market cap. Not doing much. Litecoin on daily. Yesterday, small price action to the upside. Right now, losing a little bit. So yesterday, 1.13% up. Right now, going down 0.32. Sitting at $56.25. I didn't say the price of Ripple. Ripple sitting at 25 cents and 25.23 cents. Right. Anyways, that's it. Let's look at Litecoin. Sitting below at 20 MA, volatility open. Still within this downsloping channel. I'll just extend it a little bit more so we can keep on looking at it. Right. That negative momentum decreasing just like everyone else. Not making a lower low, so no divergence happening. And sitting at 34 on the RSI, which is definitely on that sold area, right? So again, lots of room to run to the upside, but not looking very strong for Litecoin, right? What is going on? Well, we are channeling, right? Some contraction started happening again on the Bollinger Bands, making positive momentum a little bit, right? And then kind of stagnating again after that. And we are sitting at 51.75 on the RSI. Again, not the best looking for this coin because we are almost If we go higher than this, we're probably not going to go very high in momentum, and we're going to develop that bearish divergence that, again, we'll see price action to the downside. Let's go into the 1 hour and see if there's anything else developing there. That's a 2 hour. The 1 hour. What is going on? Well, sitting above that 20 MA finally, right? We kind of broke above it on the past 4 hours. This being 6 p.m. candle. Sitting neutral on the RSI at 54. Starting to make positive momentum, but stagnating again. What is going on? Well, you know, higher to lower, lower to higher, making hidden bearish divergence, price continuation. Again, we could potentially keep on flagging around this area for a little bit, drop a little bit, maybe make less negative momentum, you know, create some bullish divergence to pump to the upside, or, you know, we can just keep on moving around this area for a little bit more. However, the tightening of the Bollinger Bands could potentially bring a violent move, right? We talked about that before. When volatility leaves, all of a sudden it comes and just hits the market, right? Anyways, let's go look at Binance. What is happening with Binance? Yeah. Changpeng Zhao cited data from CryptoWatch.ch to point out that Binance's America branch saw liquidity tripling in about a week. That's a lot, right? Triple liquidity in 1 week, so 7 days. Anyways, liquidity is a term that refers to the ease of which traders can buy and sell cryptocurrency. We talked about that, right? When a market has a lot of people trading in it, there's a lot of liquidity, a lot of volume, right? That to buy and sell, which makes it nice, right? That you can get into and out of positions quickly. Now, trading on crypto exchanges with higher liquidity is more convenient since entering and exiting a particular market is more accessible due to abundance of given cryptocurrency held or circulating at the exchange. You know, we kind of covered that, and we talked about that before. Anyways, despite the high liquidity, Binance US trading volume is still infinitesimal, meaning that it has enough volume to be liquid because probably the user base is still small. So again, there is that liquidity to get in and out of positions quickly, but it's still small compared to the rest of the exchanges, right? Now, Changpeng Zhao said that the US branch was growing faster than Binance back in the day. Traders might feel motivated to join the platform for zero fees until the end of October, which is pretty cool. You know, we are seeing also Trade Zero removing some fees, and I think TD Ameritrade is also removing fees. You know, everyone seems to be wanting to remove fees to attract people because they're gonna feel the heat from a lot of other exchanges, right? Anyways, starting today, eligible U.S. customers will earn 1.25 APY rewards on every U.S. dollar coin held on Coinbase. Right? If you have Coinbase and you have USDC and you hold it there, you're gonna get at least some return. Again, they're probably feeling the heat from Binance. I did go on Twitter and actually stated that because Binance, you know, is having the lending and the staking, right? So in the staking, you get paid. We talked about putting XLM on Binance to stake and then get some return. Well, you know, and the Binance lending happening. Well, these guys paying that 1.25 for just parking your money there would kind of sort of be like staking, right? They want you to keep your money in their account so you don't put it maybe on Binance, which has free trades right now. And then again, you get like, you leave them, right? So again, they want to keep their money there. Something that really annoys me is that they're just doing this for the U.S. customers, right? They're not doing it for the customers that are all over the world. And then Binance does it for everyone else. It's just not doing it in the U.S. right now. But when Binance brings it to the U.S., man, they're going to be certainly fighting. And again, that is the advantage of bringing competition into the market, right? It evens out the playing field so that everyone has to fight for your money. And then the one that ends up winning, you know about this? It just came out today, man. I posted it a couple minutes ago at 4:50 p.m. So a couple hours ago, actually 5 hours ago, I put it on Twitter. When they start fighting for you, right, to keep your money or to have your money, your business, the one that wins is the trader, right? Because then you want to stay with them. So they're gonna give you better terms, so you switch over, right? Just like cell phone carriers, who can give you the better data, who can give you the best plan for et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know. Anyways. We're going to go look at Binance real quick. But before we look at Binance, I want to show something real quick on a YouTube video. Just 1 second here. It is from an interview to Eric Crown. He has a website called Crown's Crypto Cave. This is from 2018. I just saw this interview today. And it was something that I like you might ask me, why do I just do really basics on the technicals, right? Why don't go into other stuff? Why don't I go into like harmonics and anything else like that, right? Again, he's gonna give you the answer right here, and it is that just that the simplest stuff is the one that works the best. You know, the more you complicate it, the more you are trying to like contradict yourself. And like I said, if you want to have technicals that give you certain results to look for a bearish position, you can find them. If you want to find find a bullish position, you know, you can find them. So again, just listen to this, right?
And I think where people get really tripped up again is there's no differentiation between different forms of technical analysis. There are obviously like super, you know, crystal ball type thinking technical analysis like Elliott wave, which will say, hey, we're going here, we're going here, we're going here, and then we're definitely going here. That's something that I don't believe in either. Technical analysis is a very broad term, is what I'm really trying to get at. And the more simple forms I've found are the most effective, especially with a lot of the guys who have been doing it for multiple decades. They actually used quite simple strategies, very, very simple strategies actually, where, you know, I mean, you could learn something like that in, you know, a couple of weeks, and all you have to do is just follow it, but just be consistent in following it. But for some reason, or not for some reason, I think it's just human nature to like want to do something more sophisticated, to feel like you're doing something more sophisticated, and that leads into like some very convoluted types of thinking where I would agree too. It's like I don't see that this works, to be quite honest as well. So really have to differentiate between, you know, what's classical technical analysis, you know, just you know, some people can just look at support and resistance and just go off that. That's completely fine way. Fortunes have been made doing that. Some people can just look at the recent trades list and they can actually make good trades off that. I know one guy who actually does do that. It's incredible. It's mind-blowing. But at the end of the day, you know, the people in my experience who have been doing the more newer types of technical analysis, we'll refer to them as, try to do too much. So technical analysis, in the way that I use it, is not necessarily to predict the future. It's to just come up with better statistical probabilistic setups for myself to give me like a risk reward setup, just in the same way that a professional poker player would think about, you know, is it good to play this hand or not? You know,
is that there's a lot of conflicting indicators where one will tell you to buy, another one will tell you to sell, and then some people also say like, with all the indicators out there, there's hundreds of them, like the squeeze mom and the whatever it is.
Squeeze mom.
Yeah, and the MACD or the whatever. But despite all these hundreds of indicators, they say that there's no one holy grail that'll get it every single time. So what's your response to those arguments?
You're damn right. There is no one indicator that's going to get it right all the time. Yeah. Otherwise, everyone would use it.
And what about conflicting indicators?
Conflicting indicators. Okay, so yes, you're 100% right, Angelo. And there's hundreds of thousands of indicators out there. And when you have conflicting indicators, well, that's a whole thing. It's like you have to find an indicator that works with your style. So all these indicators, they're all derived again from in some way price, volume, and time. So that means that they're also in some way related to each other. But we have to define in that sort of scenario, what is your specific strategy? Because there might be a strategy where it would totally make sense that you'd be a buyer, but on another strategy, it would totally make sense that you'd be a seller. And so
yeah, anyways, that's the part I wanted you guys to listen, right? It depends on your strategy and the indicators that you use. There's some that are going to indicate you to buy, some that are going to indicate you to sell. So if you look at different people on internet, on live streams, or on trading analysis, etc., they are going to have different positions because that depends on their strategy, right? And they're going to look at different indicators that go with what apparently works for them, right? But there's no one indicator that works for everyone. There's no magic ball. But I do, again, try to keep it as simple as possible, right? The 20 MA, which is one of the basics, Bollinger Bands to determine volatility. You know, there's other types to measure volatility. There's other things that will measure it. I just stick with Bollinger Bands. It's simple, right? Again, MACD for a shift in momentum, right? And the RSI for the relative strength, right? So if it's oversold or overbought. Again, very basic stuff, right? And I'm not going crazy, right? Every now and then I do fibs to find areas of retracement. But then again, there are studies that said that fibs are actually, you can retrace at any point in time, right? There are studies that said that there's not one particular point that you're going to touch and retrace the most. However, we do know that most of the retraces do happen between that 382 and that 618. So again, just keep it in mind, you can see a lot of people do this technical analysis. It's just go with what works for you, right? This is what works for me. This is simple enough that anyone can do it, right? Look for divergence, look at the 20 MA, look at volatility, look at how the momentum is going, look at how the RSI is going. If you want to confirm like shift in trend, just use the Henki Ashi candles, right? And then you can see that, right? Right now it would be in a positive trend for for Litecoin, sorry. Again, it's probably going to shift here and turn into a negative trend in the next couple of candles because this is not looking very strong. But then again, if you want to find those trends, right, you can certainly use this to help you. It could be a great tool for you. I just use it every now and then. I don't use it very often. I just use it when I'm having trouble determining whether the trend is still going or not. Because the momentum also tells you what the trend is, right? So momentum is positive, right? You are seeing it. But here you do kind of get in a previous candle, right? In a red momentum. But this decreasing momentum, right? You can say that decreasing momentum is the start of that shift trend, that trend shift, right? So if you're decreasing on positive momentum, you're starting that negative trend, right? Until you get to the mid part, and then you start that positive trend, right? So again, it would be from the middle of the top to the middle of the bottom, right? Before you start doing negative positive momentum or decreasing that positive momentum or creating less negative momentum or until you peak on negative momentum, sorry. That will be your negative, right? So from here to here will be negative, and then from here to here, positive, right? Or more or less in the positive, less red candles again. You can see them on the MACD, but sometimes it's hard to actually determine whether or not that is still going. The sentiment, all those things play, right? And sentiment on the market, it's sometimes you don't even find it. There's not a real actual measure for sentiment, right? That's just something that you kind of, when you're looking at the market and you see a large move to the downside, you do expect everyone to be a little bit more bearish on their positions and on their holdings. Hey, Benny, how's it going, man? Thank you for tuning in, bro. Again, like I was saying, you would expect a lot of people to be a little more bearish on their holdings, right? And have a bearish outlook because you just took a dive, you just took a hit, right? So, like, the first thing you do is if you get into a fight and someone punches you, you're going to cover up, right? Defend, right? So, again, when you take a hit in the market, you go defensive. So, again, you are trying to protect your money, right? You are a little bit more cautious. You're not going hardcore long, you're just basically holding it a little bit more. But just think about it that way, right? So again, like I said, I don't use them that much, but the Henki Ashi candles can tell you the trend, right? So right now it will be a positive trend for Litecoin. Again, could potentially shift because this is starting to get smaller, right? So again, just keep that in mind. Like I said, I don't use it that much. Benny, you just missed a small segment that we did where we played a small video from an interview that they did to Eric Crown from Crown Crypto Cave, and he's just basically stuff that I said before, right? Just use simple technicals or simple indicators that work for you, right? So again, that is a very small segment that we did. It was like maybe 5 minutes that we did on that video. But if you look at it, if you have a chance when this is done to replay it, it's going to be very useful information, right? Again, I did like it because it illustrates some of the points that I talk about, right? And then again, let's do Binance real quick because we haven't done it yet. So what is going on with Binance on the daily, right? Binance yesterday this is today, right? Yeah. So yesterday we made a red candle, right? 0.97, basically undoing what we did the previous day. Right now making a very small positive candle, 0.04. What is going on with the price of Binance, right? Well, it's kind of flat right now. Negative day, right? Is this the fourth? Yeah, this is with the third, man. I couldn't see if there was another candle going on here. It was a bit confusing with that mid channel, right? Mid part of the channel. Anyways, we kind of touched it, rejected it. Obviously sitting way below that 20 MA, sitting very weak at $15, right? Some people are saying this could potentially bounce to $17. It came up on my news feed, but then again, do I hold any Binance? No, I used to, and I got out of it when it was around $12. I got it at 10, then it hit 12, I got out of it, and then it started dropping, and then I stopped trading on Binance, so I put my money out of Binance, and I brought it, it was near, when was it? October. I just took my money out of Binance, and I wasn't trading on Binance anymore, so I just didn't want to have it on the platform. And yeah, I kind of regret not buying it again at $4. And I did talk to my brother about it, right? I was like, man, Binance at $4, man, maybe I should buy. And then in the end, I ended up not buying, and then I ended up regretting, right? It would have been a great in because everyone was tanking, and Binance had just gone from like $10 all the way to $4, and I was like, man, that's like 60% down. That's a lot of money, man. Shit, it could potentially pump back up. But then again, I was like thinking, man, maybe it's gonna tank, and I don't want to be holding this coin just from an exchange. I'm not sure if it's gonna play up or not, and I just missed it out, man. I missed out on the opportunity. I didn't do a proper read of the market and what was gonna happen, and I lost that position, man. That's fine. I'm okay with it, I wasn't comfortable with the risk, right? If you look at that whole interview that I played, that snippet, that whole interview from Crown, right? It's called Those Technical Analysis Really Work. It's by Crypto Coin Consultants, right? If you look at the whole thing, it's not that long. It is 21 minutes, but they do make some interesting points, right? And one of the things that you have to do is be comfortable with walking away with what you got, right? And with your choice, right? And there's another interview that they did with I think it was from Cointelegraph, and I'll look it up real quick. Not Twitter. I think it was Peter Brandt and someone else. This one, right? Crypto Duel with Bitcoin. Will Bitcoin ever hit 100,000? Peter Brandt and Crown again. He got interviewed like a day ago. It was from yesterday. And this is a pretty good interview on a long-time investor, right? An older guy and a much younger guy. And the interview, it is pretty good, guys. If you get a chance to go look at it, it's 21 minutes, but they make some really good points. They do ask him some really nice questions. Each one talks about their point of view on the market, and whether or not they agree with each other. And they do talk about the risk, right? So like something that Peter Brandt does say in this interview is like, if you're telling me that Bitcoin is going to hit at 100,000 and right now it's sitting at 8,000, that is a very good upside, right? You have $92,000 to go to the upside and only $8,000 to go to the downside. So again, he's saying that he would take that position. Again, interesting points of view that get talked about on this interview, right? This crypto duel. If you have a chance, look at it. I do believe it'll expand your way of thinking on trading, right? And they do talk about when you walk away, right? And now, even the most interesting part of this interview is that Peter Brandt said that he has his money on US dollars right now. He got out of Bitcoin. And Crown, he does have a daily stream in the mornings where he talks about the market. He does his technical analysis. But he says that he's holding US dollars right now. He's not in Bitcoin at the moment. He actually got out of it. But he's still doing the technicals, and that's fine. You don't have to have it. You have the knowledge to tell other people what's going on. You don't have to be invested in it to tell people what's going on, right? So if someone asks me to not to interview, but to basically talk about a certain asset, or stock or whatever, I can do the same technical analysis that I do. I don't have to hold it to do it, But again, he does have that knowledge base, so he talks about it, even though he stated out in an interview that he's not holding any Bitcoin, right? But he does make a point that I don't like. He does say, look, I'm gonna hold Bitcoin. I'm not gonna hold any alts. I'll just hold Bitcoin, right? And right now I'm in the S coin US dollar, right? So he's calling the US an S coin basically. It is a fun interview. If you guys have a chance to look at that, those two interviews that I pointed out today are pretty good. Actually, this link that I show you from that crypto duel did bring me into this other interview that I watched afterwards. And then I was like, man, this guy's basically stating the same thing that I do when I talk about technical analysis. Just keep it simple, do what works. And if you want indicators that would point you in a certain way, you will find them. And if you want indicators that will point you in another way, you will find them. It just depends on your trading strategy, right? Again, you do have to have a trading strategy so that you know what's working for you, right? Hey, Kim Jang, how's it going, man? Thank you for watching. If you're not subscribed to us, yeah, I'm fine, man. Thank you for asking, man. I'm having a great day. I'm actually sick still. My nose is a little bit clogged up. But I'm good. Other than that, I'm fine, man. I'm happy. Thank you for tuning in, man. If you haven't done it yet, you should subscribe to us. We are here daily, and we do take questions from you guys. So if you want to definitely ask something, I will definitely try to give you an answer as much or to the better of my abilities. And then yeah, anyways, thank you for being here, man. I appreciate it. What's going on with Binance? Anyways, right now, seeing a red candle, we're seeing this kind of shift, right? Stuff that we talked about with just like everyone else, right? Well, we do have this more immediate resistance from this mid part of the channel. Again, we could potentially make a higher or this same level high, but we're gonna be very low on the MACD, which would again have us do bearish divergence, right? Price action to the downside. If we get to that same price level and we are below this line, we're making bearish divergence, price to downside. Even if we go above that level and we're below this line, or even touching this line I just drew, bearish divergence, price action to the downside again. Keep it in mind, on the RSI sitting at 51.6, which is very close to that very, very neutral zone, right? Sell you 80 plus Bitcoins for $12,000 plus dollars. I don't have 80 plus Bitcoins right now. If you're willing to pay $12,000 plus dollars for Bitcoin, you're overpaying. That's definitely above the market. Or if you just want to pay $12,000 for 80 Bitcoins, then yeah, I'm not into that deal, bro. Anyways, yeah, that is a good question. You know, I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't have 80 plus Bitcoins, bro. That would be a lot of dough, dude. 80 plus Bitcoins, shit, man. Now you got me thinking, man. How much money are you asking for? 80,000 times, what is this sitting at right now? 8,300, 8,250 maybe, 8,250. I'll just do it with that number. Dude, 660 million? Yeah, dude. You know. Dude, is that what you're paying for each Bitcoin? Because you are definitely overpaying, man. Just go into an exchange and buy it. Look, price of Bitcoin sitting at 8,365. I was actually going lower, right? Yeah, man. Right. Yeah, no thanks, bro. I appreciate it. I don't have that much Bitcoin, bro. So again, I don't even have 80 Bitcoin. So anyways, I'll just go to Binance and do it on the hour, right? What's going on with Binance on the hour? Seeing above that 20 MA, we had this nice green candle. What happened? Well, same thing that happened with everyone else, man. We kind of developed some somewhat, right? Not quite, but if we go to, like, you know, from week to week, you could say that we made some, only to the weeks, right? Not to the bodies. We made some bad mathematician with me. You have 1 million. What? I didn't get it, bro. Anyways, dude, send me a tweet or something on Instagram, and you know, that's cool, bro. Anyways, we kind of developed some kind of bullish divergence, right? That saw us pump to the upside. Again, not so much. Also, a little bit on the RSI, right? If we go to the wicks, though, if we go to the bodies, we're not developing. So that's the only thing that I could say, right? Other than that, is just that everyone else in the market kind of pumped to the upside, right? Yeah. So again, Binance not looking really hot, right? Sitting at $15. Again, we have to wait for something to develop. Again, this high, right, or this high to whatever high we make here, we're probably gonna make less positive momentum, and again, make that bearish divergence, right? Yeah, I do guess, man. It is funny though. I mean, it is a funny interaction with Kim Yang and his 80,000. No, how much? 80 Bitcoin for $12,000 each, man. Overpaying for Bitcoin for sure. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna look at Seller real quick, and then we'll look at XLM. Or actually, we'll look at XLM. David was here first. Where's my XLM chart? Here we go. What is going on with XLM on the daily, right? So again, kind of sitting at that. Where are we sitting at, man? The 236, which I'm trying to figure out the number, but I can't see it because it's between the charts. So again, I'll just put it at 0.5, like 5 cents or 5.92 cents, somewhere in that area, right? We are staying above that, right? We kind of touched it, wicked above it. That's fine. Sitting below at 20 MA, with volatility still expanded on the Bollinger Bands. Again, it looks very Sorry, it looks very cluttered right now. I don't like it when my charts look like that, but that is because I have some resistances and the MACD over it. It just makes it a little bit harder to look at stuff. Anyways, let's go into the 4 hours because here we're not doing anything. We're making less negative momentum. We are going up on the price, and that is fine. Yeah. I want to laugh about that one for a while, man. Anyways, like I said, we kind of touched this resistance, right? Now support now, I guess. Used to be resistance, right? This support at 0.5. Again, bouncing off it. Using the 0.59 again as support. All these characters only in a YouTube chat. Yeah, man. Hey, Free TV, how's it going, man? Thank you for tuning in, bro. We are below that 20 MA right now. We're kind of struggling with it, right? Above it, below it, above it, below it. A little bit of indecision going on. That negative momentum definitely dying. Sitting at 50.38 on the RSI. Again, in this one, I would say that we're in a positive trend, but I would, since we're having this kind of shift, right, on the price, kind of stagnating, I do want to look at the Hagen and sheet candles, right, to see what's going on. And yeah, again, like I said, we are in that positive trend still. I was worried, you know, we're about to possibly start making positive momentum. Yeah, all the best. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming in and having a good time with us, man. I'm sorry that you're having personal problems. Yeah, I don't have that many Bitcoin to sell, bro. But I do hope that you solve your problems, man. Yeah. Anyways, like I said, I don't look at this very much just when I have trouble seeing whether or not we are going to stop that trend. So I wanted to see if this was going to turn into a red candle, right? That could potentially mean more negative momentum developing, right? That's fine, bro. I don't have 80 Bitcoin, man. So don't matter the price. I'm not holding Bitcoin right now. Just very, very few sats, maybe. Not even a whole Bitcoin, and I'm probably not gonna sell them, bro. I'm waiting for the market to do something. But again, good luck with your endeavors, finding someone that can buy that Bitcoin from you. Anyways, on the 4 hours, right? Struggling. Let's go into the 1 hour. Above that 20 MA, that's fine. We had this nice movement to the upside. Definitely, you can see here, you know, we did not have it as clear on Binance, but here we can see it clearly, right, from here to here. Snap, I hit something else. Here we go. From here to here, right? Making that divergence, right? What's up, Emmanuel? Yeah, he wants to sell hardcore, man. Thank you for being here, bro. I haven't seen you in a while, man. How's it going? How's life in Ensenada? How's your restaurant coming along, bro? No, he wants to buy Bitcoin, bro. So you have to send him Bitcoin, and then he'll send you the money. So I guess you have to do it the opposite. He has to send you the money first, right? Was he selling the Bitcoin? I thought he wanted to buy Bitcoin, man. Anyways, this is turning into a funnier stream than I anticipated. That's pretty cool, bro. Anyways, we are bouncing off that 20 MA. Contraction starting to happen on the Bollinger Bands. You know, price action starting to decrease definitely on momentum, right? Positive momentum, sorry, not price action. And definitely sitting at 53 on the RSI, which is on that neutral zone. Anyways, are we doing something? Yes, dude. Watch out. We are developing that bearish divergence. I potentially saw this red candle happen, right? I mean, like I said, it's very easy to come and analyze post facto and say, oh, well, this happened, you know. It's hard to try to determine what's going to happen. That's why sometimes we do let you know if certain things drop below certain levels or grow above certain levels, we would be developing certain other things, right? Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it, Manuel. Thank you for tuning in. We'll catch up, man, for sure. Anyways, like I said, on the RSI, we're not developing this divergence, just on the MACD histogram. And that is fine, you know, everyone else is doing more or less this part, and I'm not sure if they're doing this part right now. I actually have to go look at someone else, because I'm not sure we were developing this bearish divergence on Ethereum, right? Because we're actually going higher, and we're going higher momentum. So again, yeah, we're not developing it here. We are kind of in this small uptrend that I traced, you know. Yeah. Send them XRP, Benny. He might be able to get that going through, man. 11 people tuned in, man. This troll really made the stream pop up with more viewers, man. That is definitely a blast. Benny, you don't need cash. He needs the bitcoins. Yeah, I told you, Benny. He wants to sell the bitcoin, man. He wants you. He's gonna send you cash for 80 bitcoins. So, what you can do, Kin, I know what you can do, man. You send me the $12,000 per bitcoin. I'll buy the bitcoin at $8,000. I'll send you the bitcoin afterwards, and I'll keep the 4,000 that you're trying to give me, right? If that sounds like a fair deal to you, you can definitely. I can give you a. You can send it to me in XRP to my address, and then I'll convert that into Bitcoin. I'll send you the Bitcoin, and I'll keep the XRP remaining, right? Anyways, enough of that topic. Like I said, on Ethereum we don't have it, and then on Ripple we kind of have it, right? We have this divergence developing on Ripple, right? Ethereum, like I said, is higher. Let's go look at dude, to me it sounds like a fair deal, right? You don't want to buy the Bitcoin at 8,000 on the market. That is fine. Send me the money. I'll buy the Bitcoin and I'll send you 80 Bitcoin. Just send me all that cash in XRP, and I can receive it on my address, and that's fine. I'll send you the Bitcoin, no problem, man. It's definitely overpaying, man. It's just so funny, man. Anyways, let's go look at Seller now. That's your coin, right, Benny? You wanted to look at that. Let's look at Seller and see what's going on with Seller, man. Seller on the daily. Well, struggling, right? 2 days ago, we had that price to the downside. We have not been able to make it up. We're basically sitting at 50% of that dump that we had. Small pump to the downside, right? Anyways, let's figure out what else is going on. You don't understand English so well. You cannot explain it to me? Yeah, sure, man. Look, I'll explain it to you with you take the money, you buy XRP, you send it to my address. Then with that money, I go into the market, I buy Bitcoin, 80 Bitcoin, and I send them to your Bitcoin address, and then I keep the remaining money. But you have to send me the money first. And I am an honest man, so I will keep my word. If you send me the money, I will buy you the Bitcoin. I'm not sure why you want that Bitcoin. I can probably get into a lot of trouble for saying that, man. That's like probably against KYC policies and shit like that. Anyways, that's just a funny statement, man. Yeah, anyways, like I'm saying, dude, we are sitting at the mid part of this previous drop that we had. Still sitting at 0.00456. Might be a good buy for this coin, I'm not sure. Like I said, Seller, you said it had something to do with video games. Again, if Ripple gets into some development for video game, it's going to be funny. Anyways, on the 4 hours, dude, we are having some support at 20 MA, rejecting those lower prices, which is good. Look, here again, I'm going to use the Heikin candles because I want to see something, right? Yeah, I wasn't sure about this momentum still going on, right? So, yeah, we do see that we stagnate a little bit, but still having that positive trend going on, right? So, again, I'm going to go back into regular candles. Like I said, the candles look different in the Heikin, right? So, yeah. I think it's just funny, man. Anyways, that up going to the upside again. Still making positive momentum. 2 bars of positive momentum. Developing. Again, I'm not sure that if we pump to the upside, being so close to this price level, we might not even get that high with price with positive momentum, and we just potentially make some bearish divergence and then pump to the downside, right? That's what I would expect for this to happen on this coin on the 4 hours. Let's go into the 1 hour. In the 1 hour, man, you're sitting a little bit higher on that RSI, still in that neutral zone, sitting at 56, but certainly heading towards that bot zone. You hit bot at 8 p.m. and at 7 p.m., right? You were up there. Again, that's fine. Right now, you're sitting in a more neutral area. So, sitting out of that 20 MA, you were kind of struggling with it here. But again, regain that upper part of that 20 MA, making positive momentum. I'm guessing these 2 candles, if I go to the Heikin, let me go to Heikin. Oh, I was expecting this one to be red as well. So again, yeah, 1 red candle. So you might get a trend shift and start seeing some price action to the downside. Again, sometimes it's hard to see the actual shift in trend. So again, because here in the MACD, we're already making a negative momentum bar. So not negative momentum, but lower positive momentum, let's call it, right? So again, what is going on here, man? So from high to low, right? Higher price, lower price. You are lower on the RSI, which is fine. You're from here to here, you're higher on the RSI, which would be congruent with the market. Also on the RSI would be congruent on the bottom part, right? From here to here, you could say, I mean, and this would be just very, very technical stuff, man. But this being the lowest point, if you go from here to here, you're definitely going lower, right? But you are going higher or less negative momentum, which again would potentially prop you to the upside again, right? So, you know, price action to the upside, you kind of slowly got it. I mean, I don't like it when it's slant divergence. I much like it when it's from one island to the other one, or at least you have a red bar to confirm as a touch point. Again, this is just very, it's just very like nothing, right? This looks like gravestone dojis, you know, which is one of the candle patterns, right? So again, this would be like a dragonfly doji, this one, right? Dragonfly gravestones. Again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can look it up online. There's a lot of free information, dude. I'm not gonna get into explaining dragonflies and gravestone dojis. That's just the most basic stuff on chart patterns. You can find it anywhere. This would be bullish. This would be bearish, right? Because you know the bears are pushing to the downside, negating everything that you're gonna do. And this would be bullish because the bears try to move the price down and the bulls regain it, basically negating it. Again, that's the only thing that I could say for these dojis that would apply, right? Anyways, I cannot see a clear movement on this, bro. Is that still on though? You said that was an old rumor, right? That EA was gonna buy Seller. Again, 10 people tuned in. Thank you for watching, guys. If you like what we do in here, if you're enjoying this stream, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. If you enjoy our host, or sorry, our visitor, King Jang, do definitely like the stream and give us a thumbs up and subscribe. He was a funny guy, man. That was insane. At some point in time today, we hit like 12 people watching. That's pretty cool. I don't think we've ever had that many people. It was just a small spike though, and then it just kind of dropped. Anyways, in the summer, okay. But summer of this year, right? 2019. Anyways, right now I cannot see anything clear here, right? Because you're not making another low, so you're making a higher low, and you're going with the market. Same in the RSI. So the stuff that I would say, that I would look at to get signals, right now I would wait for something else to develop before I actually take a position on this coin, right? So I wouldn't put money in here, right? And if I was in this position, I would probably not take the money out until I get confirmation that it's gonna drop more. Yeah, volume. I mean, it's certainly volume here on the 1 hour. It's more than it was in these previous candles, right? But if we go on the daily, yeah, that volume is definitely decreasing, right? Almost negating. Again, when volume drops, all of a sudden volume comes back in and it just explodes, right? So again, it could go to the upside or downside. Right now, I'm not seeing anything that would indicate a buy signal for me because I'm not holding it. And if I was in that position in that coin, I would not be seeing a sell signal because I would not sure if it's going to recover or not. Again, a lot of the stuff that happens is going to be determined by Bitcoin and what Bitcoin does, especially for the smaller coins. If Bitcoin just moves sideways, it might give enough freedom to the alts for them to actually push to the upside or downside, right? To have a little bit free movement. But again, Bitcoin has to like move sideways for a little bit for that to happen. Anyways, I'm trying to figure out something out here real quick. Give me 1 second. Yeah. Again, 9 people tuned in, guys. Thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed, you should do it. Or Hulk will smash your computer. Anyways, do you guys want to look at something else? Because I just finished the articles. I just finished doing the coins. Usually, your 2 requests, right? Like Seller and XLM. Yeah, my nose still clogged. You know, definitely not coughing a lot today. I am taking medicine, not antibiotics or anything like that. Just taking some stuff for like pain, some stuff for like the, you know, runny nose, and then something else so I don't get like a fever or something like that. So no antibiotics yet, and that's fine with me so far. So again, I am feeling a little bit better than yesterday, right? Oranges, yeah, the doc said I should drink a lot of vitamin C, so yeah. Yeah, vitamin C, right, for Controy. It's like orange rind liquor, right? Yeah, it's an orange liquor, man. This would definitely count as vitamin C. I'm probably gonna drink it tomorrow. I'm kidding, man. I'm not gonna drink that. I use it for like making cocktails. It would be nice if they came out with like an alcohol with vitamin C, right? Like you get drunk and like have vitamin C at the same time. You know, take a shot and like you're healing yourself. It would be very like beneficial for people, man. I don't know why they don't do that, right? I guess if you do mix your vodka with orange juice, you're probably like getting enough vitamin C there as well, right? It's like a screwdriver. I'm kidding, dude. I don't drink that much, just every now and then. So, anyways, yeah, that's it for the market, guys. You want to look at something else, like other coins, or if you just want, we can just shoot the shit. You know, I don't care. Whatever you guys want to do, we can do, right? Because we just finished what we usually do. So right now it's just chill out time. Yeah, I know, and especially before for numbing also, and for like curing stuff, right? So if you got a cut, they would put alcohol to like sanitize, and then like they would make you drink stuff before like they actually operate on you, so you'll be a little bit number. But right now, I mean, that'll be about it, I'm gonna go look at Bitcoin again because I'm not sure what this is gonna do, man. Like I said, struggling at 8,437. So. And we are, failing to break, failing to go above that. Like I said, not touching that 236, right, for that retrace. So again, man, not looking extremely strong for Bitcoin, right? The case is starting to look weaker again, and the weaker it looks, the more chances that we break to the downside again. So, here we could be doing one of these like. Psych, and then like, kind of like that. Or we could definitely go here, touch his mid part, try to bounce up, fail, then kind of drop, touch the mid part of the channel, try to bounce up, fail, and then actually break it to the downside, or bounce around here for a while, break to the downside, and then, I'm kidding, we're not gonna tank that hard, yet. If we were to tank, it's gonna take time, right? This pattern we broke out of, it was large enough. The movement's not going to be in one day. If we go to the downside, it's going to take time. Stuff that can happen, right? For sure. We could, at some point in time, come and touch this bottom part of the channel, right? We are within this more major channel again. So again, we could definitely come down here and touch 6,000 levels. It wouldn't be off the mark, right? You recommend a segment to show, okay? For end the stream, speak about everything covered. Great way to tell viewers late to the show they should rewatch and share the video. So you want me to do like a small recap at the end and then tell people to like share it and watch it? Yeah, that's cool, man. We can do that. Definitely no problem with that. Man. So again, we're sitting at 109 subscribers. That's pretty cool, man. I like that we're picking people almost every day, at least one. That is good. I do wish that we just explode, man. Like something massive happened and like 1,000 people burst into a stream, like shit flying everywhere, Well, that'd be kind of crazy and cool at the same time. Anyways, yeah. So, dude, what else you want to look at, right? Yeah, the market's waiting for Bitcoin to do something. This kind of indecision is certainly giving some freedom to the alts to do a little bit more. Binance crypto of the day. I look at Binance already, man. Which one do you want to look at? Give me a ticker and I'll look at it. Snap! That's not the one I wanted to open. This is actually a stock, dude. I want to see what BTT did since it got delisted. BTT to the USD, man. What is BTT doing, man? Look at this, man. Delisting from Binance. Dude, it's actually not doing am I in the daily? Dude, it didn't do a lot for that delisting, bro. It's just freaking sitting in the same place that it was. That's awkward. Usually if you get delisted from Binance or Coinbase, you take a nice hard hit. And this just seems to be chilling there. Awkward. Very, very awkward, man. Stuff that this is doing, right? That is nice. Well, you're going lower. You're doing less. Bullish divergence. Price action to the upside. You are getting it. Again, need to wait for that positive momentum to happen so we can call something, right? Anyways, sitting at $36. At 36 on the RSI. Again, positive momentum decreasing. Sitting at 0.000, like 3 zeros and then a 4, right? Anyways, let's look at the 4 hour, man. 4 hour above that 20 MA. Positive momentum still developing. Is this still listing today? October 2nd, yeah. I'm not sure why we didn't see a much harder dump on this. Anyways, above that 20 MA still rejecting lower prices, right? Low, high, you're going with the flow basically from here to here. I mean, still that we are in the same island, you could technically do it. So from here to here, you're going lower, you're having the same height, right? So from here to here, we at the same height level, right? So potential price action to the downside. Right, sitting at 54 on the RSI. That's on the 4 hour though, the 1 hour. The 1 hour, dude, I hate it when they look choppy like this. It just makes everything so effed up to look at. Anyways, this candle, right, will be here. So from here to here will be the same height, more or less, or a little bit going upsloping actually, man. We can actually tell that it's upsloping, and again, from here to here, you're going down, right? So again, definitely developing some sort of bearish divergence, which could potentially see your price action to the downside, right? On the RSI, not so much. You're actually going a little bit higher, again, congruent with the market. All right. I did say the trading pairs were getting delisted yesterday, right? And I think I sent them to you in a private Twitter, a private tweet. So I'll have to look at my messages real quick. Sorry if I'm showing your tweet account here, bro. I'm sorry about that, but I do want to say what I sent you yesterday, right? So it was this article. I just had it there quickly. I'm sorry about that. Delisting 30 trading pairs. So they are removing the pairs, and this is one of the pairs they removed, right? BTT. So again, they are trying to get more liquidity, right? So that's fine. I mean, I don't have anything against that on the market. That I was expecting to see another a move to the downside on those news still, because if you get if you have less trading pairs, that means you're less acceptable, so it makes you less appealing to a lot of people, right? Because you can only get traded to certain pairs, so you have less choice, right? So again, that's why I was expecting more of a move to the downside. Delisting pairs is still bad, right? Imagine if XRP didn't trade to Bitcoin, right? You would only be able to get out to fiat or Ethereum or something else, right? So again, it's not necessarily good that you're getting stuff delisted. Still, like they said, they wanted to free up more liquidity for the network. So also, if you have more pairs, that means your money is more spread out throughout the whole exchange. So you take pairs out, you have a smaller pool where people are trading and moving the money. So it's more control. You have more liquidity in that pool. So again, less choice also is better sometimes. Anyways, yeah, that's it, bro. That's BTT. What else? Cardano. Cardano is one of those projects that I was gonna get into. I didn't, and I'm glad because, man, I would have lost a lot of money, man. Anyways, Cardano, negative momentum starting to decrease. I'm gonna have to look at the heck in the sheet because I'm not sure what's going on here. Yeah, 3 bars. Anyways, sitting at 39 on the RSI, which is still below that 40 USDT trading pair. Yeah, I like the Binance one because if you're on Binance and you're using that one, you get a discount, so you pay less fees, right? Other than that, yeah, usually fiat, I'd go straight fiat, bro. No USDT. Either I put it on hard cash or I put it in crypto, but I don't go crypto to crypto because I took a hit on a USD trade when it dumped. I think it was back last year around October, November. And like I was taking a trade and I had to get out of, I can't remember which coin it was, man. I got into USDT to put it safe, and then that USDT dumped to like 93 cents, and I was like, man, this is gonna dump more. It did dump more. Afterwards it like came back to price. It took it a couple of, I can't remember if it was days or hours, but I wasn't too sure with my money. I just took it out of there. I said, like, you know what, forget USD Tether, right, or any kind of like trading pair for coin to coin. If I want to get out, either I take it out of the exchange. That's why I stopped using Binance, because I couldn't get out to fiat, right? I had to put it on something else, like another. But now they're gonna have like on ramps for fiat, and I might use Binance again because of that. Because I did like the exchange, I did like what they do. I just didn't like the fact that I could not get my money out of a position quickly enough. Because if I had it on XRP and I wanted to get the dollars, I would have to transfer it to another exchange so I could get it to dollars, and I would lose time and I would lose money if the market was dumping. And I didn't want to get into out to Bitcoin. I didn't want to get out to like a Tether pair. So again, that was just for me, right? What was the monies for sending my money out of Binance? I can't remember, dude. It wasn't that expensive, dude. It was like 0.0, like for Ripple transfer, it was like 0.000 something, dude. It was very, very cheap. I haven't used Binance since November of last year, so I have not used it in almost 1 year, so I'm not sure what the rates were back then. All I remember is that it wasn't that expensive, and I'm always glad I got out of Binance, because I could not do that trading to get out to fiat, right? So it wasn't quick enough for what I needed. Anyways, Cardano on the daily, right? Looking a little bit sideways movement, right? Facing some resistance around like this area. Right? Almost like a straight line, failing to break above that. Really? I thought Kraken had the most expensive rates. But double check me on that, because I was going to get into Kraken and I didn't because it was expensive as hell. But then again, the one that I use right now, it is pretty expensive, dude. Like, if I buy and sell, even as a maker fee, they charge me like 0.5% and then 0.5%. So I ended up taking like 1%. So sometimes, depending on the moves of the market, it's not even worth to take a trade, right? So I do have to consider higher trade rates. Anyways, yeah, volatility is still open on the Bollinger Bands. No signs of contraction yet. What is going on in the 4 hours? So 20 MA making a nice channel. Volatility contracting for sure. We might get an explosive movement, making a. I'm on the regular candles. This look like a Hagen Chi, right? They actually look more or less the same, bro. That's pretty funny. That's why I was like wondering if I was looking at the right stuff. Anyways, still making positive momentum, but look at this, bro. From here to here, you're going higher, technically, and from here to here, you're going lower, making that bearish divergence again. Price action to the downside. It might go down. What exchange do I use? I use Bitso right now because I'm living in Mexico, and it is good, man. It's a good exchange. I mean, I don't have anything against it. That's it. Here we're going with the market, so we'll be going up. And yeah, that'll be it right here. And then let's go into the 1 hour. What's going on with the 1 hour? Yeah, same stuff, right? You're going higher. I mean, it's not going to look very pretty because we have a lot of chop from those wicks, right? It just looks messy. But you can see that you're actually going higher, right? I just leave the line like that so you can see what's going on. And here you're going lower, right? That's very easy to see. I'm not going to pinpoint anything here. This it just makes it weird with those wicks. So again, making bearish divergence, price action to the downside. Two indicators, the 4 hour and the 1 hour, stating that we're probably going to go down. I do like this recovery that we had, right? Like that bounce, right? Kind of negating everything that we did before, right? Some of these... From here to here, we were going down, and then we kind of negated it in the same way that we went down. Although it is not very much percentage-wise. Here you were at like 0.398 and dropped to 0.37. So not even a 10%. Yeah, not even 10%, right? So again, yeah, getting undone on the next price action, right? This could still go higher. Like I said, so long as we don't get to this level, even if we go higher and we touch this, we're making bearish divergence. So potential price action to the downside. Again, that's it for Cardano, right? Not much going on. The market looks the same all over, right? It's not a lot going on. Here you had that, from here to here, from here to here, you had that bullish divergence, right? Going less negative momentum, lower price, have that bounce. Again, like I said, it just looks very similar all over the market. So I wish this would be like, I could tell you different stuff. But like I say, this stuff works for me. This is the simple stuff. This is the stuff that I found useful to predict movements, and it's working for me, and it's worked for me. So again, don't overcomplicate it. Just go with what works and go with the simplest stuff, right? Moving averages are good, and for some people the 20 MA might be good. For other people the 18 MA. For other people the 40 MA, the 50 MA, the 30 MA, the 200 MA. You can have a lot of MAs that you can look at. Regular or exponentials, whatever. But again, it just depends on what you use, right? And what works for you. This works for me. So again, so far we have been, I think, more or less more accurate than less accurate with what we've stated is going to happen, and we actually pointed out to anything that can happen, right? Because we are looking at all variables, and if you want to look bearish, this is what's going to happen. If you want to go bullish, this is what could happen, right? Again, I'm not going to tell you exactly what's going to happen, because then that would be financial advice, and we don't do that in this channel. We can just point you. We can paint the picture, right? And you can decide which part of the picture you want to buy, but that's your choice. Again, that's it, man. Do you guys want to look at something else? It is 10:30, so do let me know if you want to look at something else. If not, we'll call it a stream, right? You say moon, I say when. When moon. Show technicals for when moon. When moon, David. Tell me when. When moon. I don't know who Litecoin Bull is, but he does seem to like a lot of my tweets, and I'm not sure if he's subscribed to this channel or not. He just gives hearts to the stuff that I post. Future, not now. Yeah, I guess someday, right? Right now it's not looking very hot for the market. Like I said, that resistance at 8,400, it's being quite strong, right? We broke below it on officially, well, shit, man, on September 25th, right? We had this fake breakout going back in, and then after that, we have struggled to actually break above it, right? We break above it momentarily, but fall back down below it. Right now, we just touch it and are rejecting it. So again, it is a strong resistance, right? Bitcoin to hit 90,000 after halving. Yeah, I heard that article. It's just Moonboy talk. The fundamentals are not there, and the technicals are not there. I didn't look at the article. Right now, if you wanted to look at it, what indicators you have that you're gonna go to 90,000, dude? First thing you have to do is undo this down movement that you had, right? That's the first thing Bitcoin has to do. You want to talk 90,000? Get over the 200 MA. Look, I'll put it on the daily, bro. On the daily, and then I'll do on my Bollinger Bands, I'll do 200. I'll say okay, and yeah, fuck, man. This line, I had changed it, and I'm not sure why it's showing up again as this color, man. I had it on this nice orange that was very nice to see for everyone, and then it just switched itself, and that's not good. Not good, sir. Anyways, look, rejecting that 200 MA, right? We talked about that 200 MA yesterday, right? Look, the history of Bitcoin. Let's look at the history of the world with Bitcoin. Look, when the Bitcoin was above the 200 MA, we were on the bull market, right? And then below that, we were in the bear market. And right now, we're above it again, and we are on the bull market, right? We hit that bull market. Right now, we're dipping below it, and we're failing to break above it. So you want to talk 90,000? Break above that 200 MA, bro. If you don't break above the 200 MA, there, don't talk about 90,000, man. Look at more realistic goals, right? First, get above this resistance at 8,437, right? Step 1. Step 2, that 200 MA, it's above that resistance. So you want to get above that, get above that, break that 200 MA, confirm staying above that 200 MA, then break that 8,900, 9,000 area, and then you can talk about higher prices. But before that, you're not. I remind you of Mitch Ray. Oh, why? That's funny. Yeah, it's actually funny. I do know who he is, but I'm wondering why I remind you of him, though. I'm waiting for your comment, bro. I just find that hilarious. Anyways, get above this, get above that, hit that 20 MA, bounce off it. When I talk a certain way, when I was in like my Cartman voice, that's my Eric Cartman, right? Guys, Spear of Destiny, you know, driving and shoving up your... that Eric Cartman voice. I'm not very good at Eric Cartman voices, dude. Just like, I'm not very good at that either. So again, yeah, get above that. Get above that 8,400. Get above 8,900. You know, hit that 20 MA. You know, the 20 MA is still gonna come down, right? Because we took this dip, and it's being considered for that moving average, right? So it's gonna come down here at some point in time. We do need to get above it if we want to see higher prices. We're not gonna see them until we actually break 8,400 first, right? You thought I was imitating him? No. I don't imitate people. I imitate like characters from cartoons. That was my Eric Cartman. It's probably a very horrible Eric Cartman to do, man. But yeah. Look, 20 MA, right? Strong. You know, also. Maybe not as strong as the 200 MA, but definitely lets you know where you are. Look, if I put the Heck and a she candles, right? That upward movement wasn't strong enough to get us above it. You know, this upward trend was definitely strong. Then another downward trend, you know. That's why I like these candles. I just don't lose them that much when I do. Yeah, I do try to keep it as simple as I can, right? He is disturbing at times and highly intelligent with crypto. What do you mean disturbing? Anyways, dude, that is Bitcoin, bro. While you typed out your answer, I'll try to look at something else. Did you guys know that there's going to be a new Bill and Ted movie coming out? He made weird expressions. Okay, that's cool, man. I'm not sure. Yeah, I have seen his show for sure, man, a while back, right? I stopped watching when I started doing my stuff because I don't want to do... Yeah, part 3, bro. I started watching when I started doing my stuff because I don't want to be influenced by other people's TAs, right? So I want to do my own stuff. So again, I wasn't doing his own. I wasn't taking his setups. I wasn't taking anything. I never paid for his Patreon and things like that. But that's fine, you know. And I just looked at what he did, right? And it was similar to what I was doing, and that just gave me the confidence to actually go ahead and jump within my comfort zone of what I'm trading with and what has worked for me, you know. Will they make Raziv with CGI? Yeah, I'm not sure, man. George Carlin died. Yeah, I know. I'm not sure if they're gonna make him with CGI. I'm not even sure if he's gonna be in the movie, dude. Philosophize with him, man. Bro. Dude. You know? Yeah, it's gonna be a good movie, I guess. They are coming out with some like pretty good remakes, right? Keanu Reeves is gonna have a blast, bro. I think the Wachowski brothers, I guess now sisters, are also gonna come up with a new Matrix. I guess I heard something like that. You know, so again, he's going to like old roles that were really good for him. You know, like pre Breaking Point, right? Like Bill and Ted, and then his other major hit, right? Like you know, Matrix. So a new Matrix would definitely be a blast to see what is going on with him and what was it? Agent Smith and Mr. Anderson. You know, part 2 was several. Yeah, Bogus Journey wasn't that good, especially with the robot Bill and Ted. You know, Bill and Ted robot us's. You know, that was kind of like. I'm not sure, bro. Someone said that they were gonna come up with a new Matrix movie. I'll actually show you that. I'm not sure, dude. He's Neo, dude. He got reset. Remember? Do you remember when he was with the architect and he was looking at all the screens and he was like he had done that same bit over and over and over again? He's probably just gonna get like reborn, right? So if he has the nth amount or nth iteration of the Matrix, I think it was the 6th reset. I can't remember how many they said, but again, if he was the nth iteration of Neo, he could be reborn again. His appearance can be whatever you want in the Matrix, right? Because it's a program, right? You can look whichever way you want. See, Matrix 4, man. Young Neo. Starring Keanu Reeves, will reportedly have 2 Neos. So you're going to have, like, Neo and another Neo. I'm not sure, bro, how they're going to handle this. This is going to be a trip for sure, man. So, again, this is just speculation on the Matrix. Sorry, guys, if you're watching the stream right now and you just jumped into it, we already talked about crypto. We're just, like, shooting the shit. But if you are live and you want to ask something, we will cover any coin. Right now we're just kind of like goofing off talking about the Matrix for some reason. Keanu Reeves, because I was doing a Cartman impersonation that turned out to sound like someone else, and then we talked about Bill and Ted, and now we are at this point in time. Yeah, thank you, bro. Yeah, thanks, David, man. Anyways, yeah, they're gonna come up with a new Matrix. So again, that's it, dude. You know, I'm gonna try to keep this crypto now. Definitely gonna go back to the stuff that we were doing. Quick recap: Bitcoin indecision. We don't know where it's gonna go, failing to break above that for 8,437. Ethereum showing some, at least on the 1 hour. No, Ethereum not showing it. Ethereum going with the market in a smaller uptrend. We talked about that. Ripple on the short time scale, developing some bearish divergence that could potentially see price action to the downside. We did get a small dip. We're not sure whether or not it's gonna keep on playing out. See more price action to the downside. Litecoin, dude, it's just looking crappy, but again, also making that hidden bearish divergence that we don't know if it's going to play out right now, because again, Bitcoin can pump and we can undo whatever the rest of the market wants to do. And on Binance, right, we had this bullish divergence, price action to the upside. We got it. We're actually higher than this point, again, going with the market, and we're lower than this point. So again, that's it. If you guys want to look at the whole stream, you can watch this from the beginning again, and you can join us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and definitely here. Like, subscribe, comment, hit that bell. Show this video to your friends. Get them into crypto, you know. Yeah, get them into crypto. It's fun. That's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Again, enjoy your Wednesday night. It is Wednesday today, right? Yeah, it is Wednesday. I'm having a tough time this week, bro. Getting sick, doing like, you know, I woke up super early today. Anyways, guys, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. If you like what we do, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. I'll catch you all tomorrow.